What's up, everyone? We are back with the Freedom Framework Show. This is the first solo podcast I'm doing since we have rebranded the show itself. So, going forward, you'll hear three different types of episodes from us. So, one, we'll bring on people who have left their W 2 job through equity, cash flow, and ownership, whether they acquired a business, whether they acquired real estate, whether they grew a business themselves. Two, we'll bring on people who have built and scaled successful companies, right? So be able to go dive deep into how they think, how they operate, the systems and process they put in place, and be able to go learn from their experiences. And three, this podcast falls into this category where we'll dive deep myself in terms of a given topic, right? So today, what I really want to cover is how long certain avenues will take you to go leave your corporate role. So there are different ways you can go build a level of passive income or recurring income to go break free from your corporate role. And each of them come with a different level of lift, a different timeline. And I just want to cover the expectations around how long each one of those avenues may take. So commonly you'll hear people invest into stocks, bonds, right? Investing into the market, maybe index funds. I also bunch passive investing into deals into a similar category, right? Because to get to a place of financial freedom, you need a lot of money to go do so. So I broke this down in my newsletter this past week. And one of the topics was if you want to go replace $200,000 a year of income and say, just use round numbers, you make 8% per year on your money. Some people may view this as very aggressive. Some people may view this as a complete failure. But let's just exercise use 8%. And let's say every 5 years, and those of you who are familiar with this indication space understand where I'm coming from, that your investment net of taxes gains 25% of principal value. And let's also say that same person, right? Say you're making $200,000 a year, you want to go replace that income. Let's break that down. So after taxes, after Social Security, after your health care, your 401k, any deductions, right? Say that $200,000 becomes roughly 120. So roughly $10,000 per month. And say you go live off of 7,000 of that $10,000 a month, meaning that you have $3,000 a month left over to do whatever you want with. And let's say you're a great investor and you're investing all that $3,000 every single month. So I went through last night and did a bunch of spreadsheet math, and using those same numbers to get to a place of $200,000 a year of passive income, top line, you would need to go replace 34 years of investing all your $36,000 per year. And then every 5 years, say that 36,000 became 45,000 with 25% increase, reinvest that $45,000 every single time it came back and keep snowballing, right? Reinvesting all of your capital and return capital in that period of time. 34 years. That's a lot. Right? Again, it's not factoring in things like your 401k or other investments you may have, but just really highlighting this example that if you're investing in stock market, if you're investing in index funds, if you're investing passively as an LP, these are all great options to go allocate capital to, but they're not going to go shave off a meaningful amount of time in you breaking free from the corporate role. And again, I've invested in 70 LP deals myself in the last 5-6 years, and I'm a huge advocate of it. It's a great strategy to go have, but just understand that if you're looking to go see how quickly you can go leave your corporate role, investing as an LP, unless you make massive amounts of income or really hit it big in certain transactions, are going to be really tough to go replace your income in a quick way. Second, and the most common way people think about it is the residential route, right? Buying single family homes. I did it myself, right? I was in the thought that, hey, if I can go buy 1, 2, 3 homes every single year in 10, 15 years, right? Assuming that I can go lock in fixed rate mortgages on those homes and my expenses stay somewhat consistent and that rent growth will outpace the expense growth in a big way, that over a period of, call it 10, 15 years, I'd have enough cash flow from those assets to go leave my corporate role. And I quickly found out that just wasn't what I wanted to do personally. I have friends who have been super successful doing it, and there's still money to be made there. It's just that's a 10 to 15 year timeline in doing it. And it's also a pretty active type role too, right? In terms of the amount of transactions and assets that you need to go have to get to a place of financial freedom, right? Say each house you have cash flows $200 a month, an actual $200 a month, right? Not a spreadsheet that you don't factor in maintenance, a new roof, right? All these things that can go wrong in terms of operating costs, right? You can make a spreadsheet look nice, but let's be more realistic about it. Let's say it's $200 a month, right? You'll need 50 rentals to go replace your $10,000 a month in terms of run rate, right? Where alternatively, to get to that 40, 50 unit metric as it relates to commercial real estate, right? That's when you can really start like looking at condensing your timeline. I think acquiring small multifamily, if you go back a few podcast episodes, listen to Axel's episode, where he's acquired in the last year 16 assets that were under 50 units in the last 12 months, right? That's a very, very clear blueprint to how to go replace your income much more quickly because you can get a level of scale, right? You can go buy 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 24 units at once if you're going to look to go replace that income and get to that place of call it 30 to 50 units is kind of that sweet spot from what I've seen to be able to go replace the $10,000 a month, right? Probably more like 50 to 75 if you're looking to replace that $16,000 a month at 200 grand, right? Alternatively, so I'd say that window, you're probably, if you do it right, 18 months to 4 years maybe, right? So you are dramatically quicker than passive investing, than the stock market, right? And significantly quicker still than going the single family residential route because you're getting a level of scale and economies of scale to how you acquire properties and go manage in the future as well. Also, going forward, it's likely an easier business to go manage a handful of small multifamily properties versus a lot of single family properties. Something to go think about too is that if this business scales to a place in which you want it to, right, in which you need it to go achieve your goals, do you want to go manage that business? For me, that was the biggest thing I realized was that this single family business that I was working, even if I got it to a place that I viewed as successful financially, I would have to go manage a lot of assets in a lot of time and a lot of scattered type properties that make it very difficult to get a level of scale and lifestyle that comes along with it, right? So I think when you look at the multifamily side of it, there are other asset classes that can go produce more cash flow here too in a similar type class, whether that is short-term rentals, buying a boutique hotel, buying a mobile home park, buying a storage complex, right? There's all these different avenues you can go take to do so in commercial real estate. So that's probably between 18 and call it 18 months and 4 years. Again, obviously outliers either side of it, but again, a much more aggressive and quick timeline versus going the LP stock market or residential single family route. And I'd say lastly, if you're looking to go replace your income really quickly, right? The quickest way is through acquisition of a business, right? Say you're looking to go replace the income of $200,000 a year. A rough rule of thumb, right? Obviously, there are outliers and things that go into it. But if you're acquiring a business with an SBA loan, meaning taking out leverage against it, you can likely go acquire a company that makes 2x, right? 2 times in seller discretionary earnings relative to the income that you want to go cover. So, for example, if that number was $200,000 and you want to go replace an income of $200,000, if you acquire a company in that $350,000 to $500,000 range in terms of EBITDA, cash flow, seller discretionary earnings, right? Some combination of how the metric is viewed. After debt service, it's likely you can go replace that income. That can be from one single transaction. So again, that can take a year to find the right deal. It can take a year to go stabilize that right deal. But again, it's a much shorter timeline if done right than looking to go LP deals, stock market, residential, commercial real estate, right? That private equity, small business acquisition or entrepreneurship through acquisition, for most people, what they call it, is one of the quickest ways to go to do so in terms of going to replace your W2 income. So again, just want to recap the different routes you can go take. And there's value in each one of those different routes, right? There's so many combinations of ways that you can go look to go replace your corporate income, right? Through cash flow, through equity, through ownership and assets you own yourself. But it's important to understand what goes into each timeline, how long they'll take, right? What will go into managing those assets, what will go into acquiring those assets or companies as well. So again, really think it through and align your strategy to your goals and the lifestyle that you want to go have after, and also the timeline in which you want to go get there as well. So if you enjoyed this, right? Definitely pass it over to a friend, right? Share the show, forward it to someone who would find value in this. We're going to cover and dive deep into a lot of areas as it relates to how to go build your lifestyle by design, how to go create a level of financial freedom. And we're going to go bring people on for the show in every asset class you can think of, whether they're buying commercial real estate, buying companies, building companies, right? Or myself doing a deep dive into a given topic like this. So again, thanks for listening. And if you liked it, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and pass this along to your friend who'd find value in it.